Today we are going to finish working on this wooden coffee table. But first, I found this pretty little lady for Halloween, even though it's like a month and a half away. I found her the other day at Walmart. And I just think she's really cute. I named her Francesca. So, we'll start decorating for Halloween slowly. We'll hang Francesca there because I think no, I don't like her there. I think that we'll put her there. Yeah, I like her there. I think she looks good there. I don't even know what I was going to say. I like Francesca, but I'm going to decorate slowly for Halloween. When I went to the 99-cent store, I found this really cute little, if you're into that kind of thing, cute little skeleton dog, and his eyeballs lit up. I need to get him. He was really cute. So, back to the table. We are going to, for my last video, I had to put plastic wood to fill in where it kind of got gouged a little bit. So I'm going to sand this down. And then we're going to melt some crayons into it. I still haven't figured out the color crayons that I would like to use. My daughter, my 15-year-old, was thinking, and always remember safety. You should always have your safety goggles on. I tend to forget when I'm just sanding a little bit. I tend to forget, and from being in my garage, I don't even know where both my aprons are. I don't know. I know one's over there, but it's kind of dirty from just sitting in my garage because the sawdust like settles at different times. It's kind of weird. So we don't mess up. Yeah, see? It's dirty, so it's kind of no point in putting it on because it's dusty and it hasn't even been used. I don't think it's been used. I don't think I would use it and put it back over there. I would put it to get washed. It has all these fuzzies on it from those stupid little t-shirt thingies, rags, towels, whatever the heck they're called. They're just, I don't like them. Okay. So I don't mess up Mario, and so I don't get sawdust in my eyes, even though I'm not really sanding too much. Safety first. I was saying. So my daughter told me I should do like red and orange and like those colors. I don't like that idea. I don't think it sounds good. So I have to come up with the color scheme. I'm going to think about that real quick while I sand this. I've been thinking about it. But I don't know. I think like more, my table, blues and green and purples might look nicer. Because ultimately, I don't know if I can oil it and then epoxy it. But I think I should try. I should try it anyway. I'm going to do that anyway. Anyway, while I'm sitting here thinking out loud to myself, let's sand this down. There's not really much to sand. Chipped the wood putty. Oh well. Nothing I make is ever going to be perfect. So, I'm not really looking for perfection here. I'm just looking. Oh, I can take this off. I'm not sanding anymore. I'm done. Now that my dog's acting like a freak today. I don't know what's wrong with her. Oh, and I need to fill in these little voids here with some wood. I might use the wood filler on that. I think it might go in better. And I also, let's see, fast drying sands easily. Dries hard, smooth finish. Stainable, paintable, can be troweled and molded. I don't care about that. I don't remember how long it takes. 2 to 6 hours for sanding. And this one takes 2 to 6 hours. It takes the same amount of time. Please excuse that. That's the trash can. So let's figure out a good color scheme. I went, being they had like their back to school stuff at Walmart, and they had crayons really cheap, even though our Walmart didn't have the big packages of crayons, which I was a little bit disappointed about. So, and these guys aren't even in the box the way it shows on the top. Shame on Crayola. Why would they do that? That makes no sense. They should have it in. They're totally not in. So that's the top of the box. I don't know if you can see it. And that's what actually is in the box. Let's see. And I'm going to need a few. I should have saved one of my little basket thingies to put the extra crayons in. But then they're going to get dusty, so it's probably better I didn't. I like the blues. So I'm going to need, what's it called? There's indigo, blue teal. That's a stupid name. Blue teal. Just blue. Blue. Cerulean. Don't know. They have a lot of blues, but I don't want all the same blues. How many did I use? I used 3, so there should be 3 different ones. Indigo. Indigo. Blue teal. That's a really not a good name. Cerulean. And blue. Okay, so those are the blues. I do like this one. Blue green. Oh, I don't know why I'm putting it there. Blue green. And then regular green. And then yellow green. And blue violet. Violet. Blue violet. Blue violet. Violet. So I'm assuming if someone were to use this table in their living room, it was a female who purchased it, I would go more with the reds and the pinks and purples. But I don't want to assume that it will be a female who purchases this table. So I think I'm going to do blue green, green, and then I kind of like the cerulean. It's a little darker. And then violet purple, which is a little darker. I think I need more than that. So this is how we'll layer it. And then they got mixed up in my hand. See, that's my husband leaving. And he's honking at my dog. I'll be right back. Okay, so had to get my dog so she didn't run out of her gate. I'm gonna do purple. Well, it's violet purple. Then cerulean, blue green, green, then blue violet, then they all look the same, to be quite honest. Then I think I'm just going to do blue, and then yellow green. Hopefully that will fill the voids good enough. If not, then I'm going to have to use more crayon. So, don't mind my dumb dog whining, because we had her come over with my other dog, my not so dumb dog, who's gradually turning kind of dumb because she's been hanging out with the dumb ones. So she's gradually turning stupid. But she's still not as stupid as the rest. She at least knows how to behave herself. Anyway, well, this might take a while getting these off. Anyway. Oh, and you know what, guys? I only did enough for, I needed the other 2 boxes that I put away back. So I only did enough for 3 of the little things that we made. I don't know how I had the patience as a kid to take the wrapper off. I would not know. Because this is not as easy as it used to be when I had smaller fingers. Now they have these big old fingers. Okay. So, I'm going to put, oh wow, I don't even really think I have room for all the colors that I want in each one anyway. I don't think I have enough room. And I think I'm going to tape it off so that the crayon doesn't end up melting over the side of the table. I want it to stay in the little spots that we routed for it. Because if not, it's probably just going to go all along the side. And I don't want that to happen. And there's this weird sticky stuff on them. We shall see if this works. Because I want it kind of staggered a little bit so you can see the individual colors. I want it staggered a little bit. So we'll see if it turns out the way that I'm hoping. I might have to break one of these guys. I might just have to break it. Which I don't care. I'll end up using it for something. If I would have been patient in the first place, I would have seen that it's easier to get these wrappers off. While I clean up my trash, I will be right back. So I'm back. I grabbed some tape and the heat gun. So let's see. Hopefully the tape works. So I don't want it melting outside of where it's supposed to be. hopefully this will stick. So I have to use the heat gun, and I don't know how well this tape is going to hold up against a heat gun. We'll see. Not sure. We'll figure it out. And I'm done with the sander, and I'm hoping I don't not melt, but burn my wood when I'm trying to melt. My hair keeps going in my mouth. Smells good, but don't taste good. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's blowing dust. If this will melt my crayons, maybe I should have started with the lower ones first. I think that may have been a better idea, but I didn't. Too late now. Too late now. I'm not going to cry about it. Anyway, I don't want it to burn my wood. Oh! It's getting all over my wood. Uh-oh. 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 And I got on my wood from my scissors. Here, we're going to melt these guys. Melt them down. Oh man, I am making a mess. But that's okay. I just wanted to fill with the crayons. And I have a feeling that I may have to take the extra crayon out kind of blended weird. It kind of blended really weird, guys. But it kind of looks pretty. Kind of ugly. Kind of pretty. Don't know, don't care. They'll each probably end up looking different. This one's not melted all the way. They'll each probably end up looking a little bit different because, oh, and that one still has one down there that didn't melt yet. Oh, it's kind of swirling. And the heat gun's pushing it to where it swirls. Kind of end up looking nice. So I'm going to go and I'm going to find the colors I need for, I think I can fit one or two more in this one though. I think. Because it's not very deep in some spots. So I think I can fit like two more. And then I'm going to get the colors for these. Get all these taken out of the package and put in, and then I'll come back and we can melt them. So I'll be back in a minute. So I'm back. I got all the crayons put in. I got this clear fuzzy stuff. I'm going to melt this purple one. This one is already drying, but I want it to be more flush. And then I got the rest of them all taken out their packages and put in their respective spots. So, and I burned my finger. Hurt like a mother. And the heat gun wasn't even on. It was just sitting there. And my finger accidentally hit it. And it hurt. It's hot. And I should have thought to grab like a toothpick or something, because I think I want to make like a little swirly design with the crayon that's melted in here. Oh shoot. And I'm kind of getting it all along the sides. I think I might have to sand that down. My tables don't like me. So, I'll melt this guy. I think he's melted. I'm going to keep this stupid heat gun from burning the bejesus out of me again. Beans, I forgot to grab a toothpick. I'll use the next best thing, which is a nail. And I'm going to just make like a little... Oh. Nope, can't do that yet because it's dry. It's dry, so it's just like not going to work that way. So let's melt it even more. Seemed like the top was just melted, but I need the whole thing melted. And it's starting to go in the cracks. And I don't want to burn my wood while I'm at it, because I've used this heat gun before, and I've actually burned the wood. And I keep pushing it all over. I am not very good at using a heat gun to blow stuff around. I'll make a little swirly design in here, because it seems like all I can really see now that I put the purple is the purple. How disappointing is that? Maybe once it dries you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Like, well, it's drying kind of over on this side. What a mess. But that's okay. I am content making messes. Oh, it's blowing crap everywhere. Dust and crap. All over my crayons. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back again. And this looks pretty much just blue, so I think I'm going to melt it. And it's not filled all the way, so I'm going to melt it again. And beans, I added the purple already. I think I'm going to add this yellowish green. I think that's what it's called. Yellow green. We'll add this, but I want to melt this first so that it doesn't look weird like the last one did. And I think this will give a little bit more of a brighter color to it. If it would stop leaking into the cracks in my table. I don't know yet if this was such a great idea. I don't think it was really a bad idea. It may not have been my best idea yet. Because I think I'm going to have to do some more sanding in order to get this crayon that I have melted off my table. And I like that better. So I'm going to use the nail, try to make little swirlies. Oh, and it's not even melted all the way. But that's okay. I kind of like the swirlies. I think they look kind of pretty. Maybe. Don't know. Okay, I will start on this side. And I'm going to have to add in the purple and another yellow green. Who would have thought melting crayons is kind of time consuming? I would have never thought. And this green is going on my wood. And my nail's hot from the heat gun. So hopefully I can melt this and it'll kind of just go straight down, splashing. Of course it is. We'll see if this purple will melt underneath. It's starting to. And the green is starting to melt. And the purple doesn't seem to want to melt as good because it was on the bottom. And I had a blue under the green that also doesn't want to melt as good because it too was on the bottom. So let's see. I'm going to point that away from me being it burned the bejesus out of my finger. It did not feel good. Try to make little swirlies with this one. And I think I kind of like how that one turned out. I think it turned out prettier than the first one. They're all going to look different, so the table's going to be like kind of weird looking. So I'm going to go ahead and melt all these instead of boring you guys with melting crayons because that just doesn't sound like a good time. And then I will be back. Okay, so I got them all melted. And this one over here is the only one with light green. So it looks a little different, but guess what? Just like I say in all my videos, oh well. I need to see, because now there's crayon along the outside on the wood, and I don't want that. So I'm going to see if acetone also works on crayons, because it works on paint and epoxy. So I'm thinking, just using common sense, that possibly it could work on crayons. I'm going to try these little spots that when I poured them out, they got on my table. And, you know, this might be a bad idea. I might have to sand it. I don't know what this, oh. I don't know what this plastic is. It's from my glove. Guess I figured that one out fast, huh? So, I'm going to do along the edges as much as I can. It's coming off a little bit, but stuff smells, guys. Like nail polish remover. Smells like nail polish remover. And that is because that's what it is, basically. Nail polish remover. So you would think, oh, it's eating the living daylights out of my gloves. You would think that it would work to get the crayon off the side. And it somewhat works, but it's smearing it. That was my dog Light. She hears the other dogs barking, and now she wants to bark with me. And the sad thing is, they're all barking at nothing. There's nothing for them to bark at. We're in the backyard. There's not even any birds for them to bark at. They just have to bark. Just to bark, because that's what they do. They're some of the dumbest creatures I've ever seen. And I think I just made my mess even worse. I really do. I think I made it worse. Because now it has stained my wood. Not only did it rip my gloves apart, it stained my wood. So, I've never sanded crayon off of anything before, but I'm going to see. I think they're almost all dry. I think. So, I'm done with the acetone. And I'm going to see, on the ones that have dried already, if I sand it, if it'll take the crayon out. I hope so, because if not, this thing ain't selling to nobody. I wouldn't even want it. Forgot my glasses and my apron. I'm getting the baby all dusty. So, I think sanding is going to work if I just sand around. But when I'm sanding it, it's not like regular sawdust. It's like a weird sawdust. So we'll sand this puppy down. You know, I think for this I'm going to use these stupid rags that are worthless in life. And I hope, oh, crayon's going on, it's messing up my design. Well, I'm going to have to be very careful. Maybe, that's not even a word. Maybe, after I'm done, I'll sand it. And then I won't wipe where the crayon's at. And then I'll use the air compressor and blow the dust off. I think that'll work. And then after that, we can fill in the So this is somewhat working, kind of, sort of, better than not. I think these are dry enough that I can move it. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. I guess I can take the tape off. So I'm at the sand the sides also. You can take the tape off. So as you can see, when I was melting the crayons, they got around my little, whatever you would call these, little lanes. I'll say they didn't stay in their lane. They got out of their lane. So I have to get that all off. Because if not, it's not going to look pretty. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and sand these down so you guys are... Ow! Oh, that's a big behind splinter in my finger. It went right in. It's really big. I'm going to go take this out. Ow. I don't even know how I'm going to get it out. It broke in there. I'll show you. It's big and it's big and it hurts a little bit. It's not pretty. Right there, it's a big, big splinter in my finger. That's gross. So, I'm going to go and I'm going to take this out. I wonder if I can push it out with a nail instead of having to go in the house and get tweezers. And I'm going to get another Band-Aid because I've already burned myself today. Now I have a big old splinter and I'm going to, I guess, clean it. And then I'm going to finish, well, this one stings. And then I'm going to finish, I lost my train of thought because this one actually hurts. I'm going to finish sanding and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got that big old splinter out. I had to have my husband do it for me because I couldn't get it out on my own. And I got it sanded down. I don't think it's going to get any better than this, so I think I'm going to have to be happy with how it looks. So the next step that I wanted to take was to fill in these voids because I am going to epoxy this, but I don't want the epoxy to go down in the cracks. So I'm going to take one of these two fake woods and put them along these cracks right here so that it's flush. And I suppose I could always use like more Gorilla Glue or something and put it down in there, but I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to use, and I keep leaning against this and keeps doing the same thing. I think I'm going to use this garbage. I don't really care for it because it's gritty. It's like a really nasty consistency. But I think this is probably like the best option to fill in the gaps. And then I can just sand this off when I'm done. And this stuff, like I said, it's really gritty. I don't like it. I don't know if I said it in this video or not, but I don't like it. It's just, I don't like the texture of it. But it, I think, will do a better job than the plastic would filling in these little cracks. Because I don't want, when I'm pouring the epoxy over it, I don't want air bubbles to escape into my epoxy. So I think this might be the best choice so that that doesn't happen. And I maybe should have done this. Before I did the crayon. I don't know what the best idea for this would have been. So I'm just going to go with it. And this takes I believe it said it's the same as the plastic wood. It takes 2 to 4 hours to dry, which is a ways to wait, especially for someone like me who is impatient. But I'm not pouring the epoxy today. It's warm. I want to do it in the morning because I don't want to go in my house and pour again. That was not easy because we have 5 cats who climb everything, and cat fur just gets everywhere. So I prefer to not have to do this in my house. But this stuff, it's filling it in pretty good. I don't want it to go on my crayon though. It's filling it in pretty good, so I just keep mushing it in the spots that it needs it. There's a lot of sanding on this table, you know. A lot. But that's okay. I don't mind, because I am enjoying myself while I make my tables that don't enjoy being made by me. I still have to finish my circular table that I started because now it has a big gash in it, because I thought that that would be the best idea to fix it. I've never had to fix epoxy before. I've never made an epoxy table before. So I figured that was the best option, was to make a gash and then just fill it in. But I think I may have been wrong. I really do. I think I really may have been wrong. So use this garbage to fill in. It needs to be filled in. And a putty knife to get off the extras. Those of you who know what you're doing know how to use this stuff. And it's really easy. You just, if you don't know how to use it, mush it down. It says to mush it down in the hole or whatever. And then to sand it, might as well do both. And to sand it, once it dries, to like leave a little bit higher than what you wanted it. And then to sand it once it dries. I'm losing my train of thought today. So I probably repeated myself a few times. I don't know. But I've been distracted. I'm losing my train of thought. It could be baby brain. I don't know. All I know is I can't think straight today. And it could be that I keep injuring myself, which is always fun. So if you've seen from my previous videos, I don't really like to be wasteful. So I'm going to try to spread this along here too, instead of just wasting it and putting it onto my floor in the garage. And try to not waste it. I guess clumps a little bit if you make it clump. So I have made it plump. I have mushed it in the holes as much as I can. And by the time I'm done getting this all in and sanding it, I shouldn't have to worry so much about air pockets when I put the epoxy over the top. I think it'll be okay. So I have to let this one dry. And then so let this one dry. What am I trying to say? Then sand it, then epoxy it, and then put the legs. I don't know if I showed you guys the legs yet. But I got these legs right here. They match the wood, so I thought they'd be really nice to use on it. And I'm just going to take some wood oil and oil the legs. I'm going to oil the legs, and I'm also going, I think I'm going to oil the wood before I even epoxy it. I want it to look nice. I don't want it to look all sanded and ugly. I want it to look pretty. Even though, I must say, my crayons didn't fill the spots all the way. And I have different designs, which I don't think that's so much a big deal. Who cares about different designs? That's what makes it different and unique. But this one down here, it's a lot easier to do this when you don't have band-aids on both hands, because you weren't paying attention to what you were doing and got splinters and burns. Guess I should pay better attention to what I'm doing sometimes. The sad thing is, I tell my kids, pay attention so they don't get hurt. I don't even follow my own advice. I hurt myself by not listening to my own advice. This stuff doesn't really like to squeeze out very nice. It's not like toothpaste, how it squeezes out good. This one's kind of, what's that chunk right there? Maybe. Nope, it wasn't because of chunk. It's just because the stuff just doesn't squeeze out very good. It's really gritty and nasty. Like I said, I don't like it. I don't like the consistency of it. But for the sake of this pretty little masterpiece I'm trying to fix, I think that this is a better option versus the plastic wood. And I also think that this might help to cover where I messed up and got crayon in the cracks. I think this might help. But it's kind of doing me, it's not really doing me a service right now, because I have this little spot on here that has like a little dip in it where the wood's imperfect, and I like that it's imperfect, and I don't want the filler to fill that. I want it to stay imperfect because I think it's prettier that way. I don't think everything people make don't think they have to focus on perfection. I think they just need it functional. I think some of the prettier things are things that weren't perfect. In my opinion, I don't know. Some people might beg to differ. In my opinion, things don't have to be perfect to be pretty. I've been doing a lot of babbling, so I'm going to finish this real quick. I have a third of the table left to finish, and then when I'm done with that, I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm done with that part, and I made a mess, of course. I always do. That's nothing new, but it appears to be drying really fast. So I'm actually tempted to sand it, but it says 2 to 6 hours. It says 2 to 6 hours to let it dry, even though you can hear it crumbling off. Like, the stuff is dry. It's like sand. So I'm going to do what it says. I'm going to listen to what it says. And then, you know, it's a shame. I really liked the back of this table. I don't remember why I didn't use it. Oh, it was because I had a dip. A spot that the wood broke in the back. I really did like the back though. It was nice. I still have to sand it. I'm glad I looked. I still have to sand it. But this is what it looks like before I sand it. You can get all the little extras off. You know what? I have been told before, I'm not very good at listening. I'm going to sand it. Because I think it's ready. Just like I'm not very good at listening to my own advice, I always forget. Safety first. Always forget. So let's sand this sucker down. Sit here and sand this thing for probably the next 10-15 minutes. That's kind of boring. So I got like the bulk of it off. So you can see that all the little voids are filled. For the most part. If it's not, it's not. What am I going to do? Like, sit here and cry about it? I'm not going to cry about it. I didn't even cry about my epoxy table breaking, which I probably should have cried about. That was a lot of work. And a bit of money. So I probably should have cried about that. But, let me finish sanding this side down, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm finished. And The next video I'll be doing on this after that, on this table anyway, that is the clear coat of epoxy. So I will be back in a couple minutes after I am done sanding this baby down. Okay, so I'm back. I got it all sanded down, and this is what it looks like. I need to oil this table because I'm going to be oiling the legs too, but my oil's not out there. I don't want to go searching for it. I'm going to use wood oil, and I'm going to oil it, and I'm going to oil it, and I'm oil the legs, put this in for the epoxy, and call it a day. Oh, and attach the legs, of course. So this is what it looks like from the top. The bottom I still need to sand. I'm not going to put you guys through that. It just needs a little bit of sanding because from when I planed it, it's a little bit ugly. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this down. And next thing we will be doing to this pretty little thing here is epoxy in her or him or whatever it is. I don't know. Whatever the new owners will call it, or her or him. Who knows? But I'm going to epoxy it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it turns out good. So until next time, please like, subscribe, and share. Definitely share, that always helps. And I have left a link to my Patreon in the description below. If you can help in any way at all, it is ever so grateful. And I couldn't be doing this without you guys watching. And until next time, have a nice day, everyone.